guys, welcome back to Basketball Down Under, and today is a sad day. Unfortunately, today was inevitable. We are facing the news that Kai Sotto did not get drafted in the NBA. But that is not to say teams weren't interested into him. We will get into that very soon. There's a couple things we need to address before we get right into that. Well, someone named Basketball Down Under, aka me, made a video guaranteeing you that Kai Sotto will be going to the Sacramento Kings. I've made a lot of predictions and a lot of them have been right. I calculated and analyzed a lot of factors into this announcement, but there's one thing that I forgot to factor in before making this massive announcement, and that is I did not factor in the Sacramento Kings trading the 49th pick. I live streamed the draft and you can see my live reaction when I figured out that the Sacramento Kings traded the pick to the Cleveland Cavaliers. What is going on? Sacramento traded their pick. What is going on? Sacramento traded their pick to the Cavs. When did that happen? As you can see, I was so confused and more or less very angry because that was Kai's best chance of going to the NBA. Unfortunately, they traded and I was angry. Now came pick 58 of the Indiana Pacers, where we saw Kai going if that did not happen. And the thing that couldn't have happened any worse, Hugo Besson was drafted. You've got to see my reaction to this. Play the clip. Pacers select. No! 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 Not bloody Hugo Besson! No! No! I'm so angry! I could not believe the guy in the same league as Kai Sotto, who had a worse season than Kai, got drafted ahead of him. Nbl'S got drafted before Kai Sotto in the lottery in the first 15 picks, but you kinda gotta laugh because guess who drafted him? The New York Knicks. Clearly the New York Knicks just cannot make anything right, so if you go to New York, you're a certified screw-up. Now, a couple players also were drafted before him, like I said before. Hugo Besson, he had a pretty good season. He was actually better, in my opinion, than Nbl'S. Clearly, the NBA scouts thought he had less upsize to him, but nonetheless, Kai was definitely a better player than him too. The other one, Luke Travers, an Australian player, so I can't do nothing but show him love, but I cannot believe that he got picked up over Kai. Kai's a 7'3" talent. Luke Travers, I don't really know what he's offering other than some defense. Like, he's not that good. But good for him, taking his career to the next step. So unfortunately, as we saw, Kai was not drafted, but we did get an incredibly massive interview moments after the draft happened. And for you Filipino fans out there, I have some fantastic news. Joel Bell, Kai Sotto's agent, told us a lot of information that we did not know. It seems like Kai Sotto had a lot of interest from NBA teams, but to be one of two things. Either a draft and stash, which means you get drafted, but you don't play for 2 or 3 years. And the other thing was a 2-way contract, which is what I told you guys would be a case. And that would mean Kai would be signed with an NBA team in either a G League or an overseas team, and then he would switch amongst the two depending on how he was playing, depending on injuries and that sort of thing. Well, Joel Bell told us that the best development for Kai, in their opinion, their whole team of Kai Sotto's team, was for him to be playing. And for him to be playing, he was not going to get his opportunity in the NBA right now. So then I faced the situation, if you knew Joel Bell and Kai Sotto's team, that Kai was not going to get minutes, and you wanted him to play minutes, and you did not want him to be a draft and stash or a 2-way contract, why did you declare for the draft? There was no urgency for Kai to get drafted this year. He could have get drafted next year when the teams wanted him in those higher rounds and actually intended to play him. In saying that, what I mean is it was clear that Kai had interest, and if he wanted one of those deals of a 2-way contract or a draft and stash, he would have got it. But they knew they did not want that, so why did they follow through with the draft? They could have pulled out and gone back in next year. And in this interview, there was also a fair few things that we noticed. Unfortunately, Kai was crying. He did seem like he was pretty distraught from the whole situation. The other thing we learned is Kai is offensively skilled and talented enough to play in the NBA. It's the defensive aspect. He needs to get a lot stronger so he can compete with these grown men. I sort of disagree with that, I'm sorry. He played in the NBL and did not get pushed around, which is an even more physical league than the NBA. But with all that in the past, we now need to look at the future, and I told you Filipino fans are gonna be excited. The big announcement was Kai Sotto is not going to the NBA Summer League. He's choosing to represent the Philippines national team. That is huge. First of all, he's going to get a lot of exposure being on that Philippines national team. He's going to be able to show off his skill and ultimately represent his country and get them some wins. But that's just going to be for the next couple months. We got to see where is Kai going to suit up next season. And you already know, I've been saying it, the smartest thing, Adelaide 36Ers. I don't want to see Kai suit up anywhere else. The coaches know him, the players know him, everyone knows him. He's going to be more comfortable in this league, so he's going to get more minutes, and be more established to do more in the league. That was a lot of times that I said more. The additional thing is the Adelaide 36ers just signed two of the strongest imports from last season in the NBL. The Adelaide 36ers is actually going to win some games, which overall brings more exposure to the team too when you're winning compared to when you're losing. I don't want to see Kai go to the EuroLeague. The league is a lot bigger, which means he's going to get a lot more lost in the conversation. The NBL's only got 9 teams. He is the face of the NBL because he brings so much marketing, and if he keeps playing well, his exposure is going to go through the roof, and I'll guarantee you he'll be on an NBA team. So to me, as a basketball specialist, mastermind wizard, I do not think Kai Sotto should go anywhere else but the Adelaide 36ers. I was saying that before he declared for the draft. He shouldn't declare, he should stay another year in the NBL, and that is exactly what I continue to say. Go off in the NBL, average 15 points, 10 rebounds. No team's going to want to turn down this 7'3" skillful phenomenon. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with your friends, and I'll catch you later.